Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Okay, so the third chapter, let me just try to read the verses of the chapter and then we will go into what what the story meaning is and what the intended meaning is. Hmm. There is a Vachyartha and a Lakshyartha, right? Vachyartha means the word meaning. Lakshyartha is what is the intention. Okay, so just follow through as I read through this. You can also look at the English verse if you're interested, or the English meaning also on the side. Okay. Brahmah devebhyo vijigye tasya hi brahmano vijaye deva amahiyanta ta aikshantam asmakam evayam vijayo asmakam evayam mahimeti तद्धेषां विजिज्ञौ तेभ्यो प्रादुर्बभूव तन्न व्यजानत किमिदं यक्षम् इति ते अग्निं ब्रुवन् जातवेद तद् एतद्विजानीहि किमिदं यक्षम् इति तथा इति तद् अभ्यद्रवत् तम् अभ्यवदत् को कोसी कोसी कः असि इति अग्निर्वा अस्मि इति अब्रवीत् जातवेदा वा अहम् अस्मीति तस्मिन् त्वयि किं वीर्यम् इत्य अपीदं सर्वं दहेयं यदिदं पृथिव्याम् इति तस्मै तृणं निदधावेतत् दह इति तदुप्रेयाय सर्वजवेन तन्न शशाक दग्धुं स तत एव निवव्रते तत एव निवव्रते नैतद् अशकं विज्ञातुं यतेदत् यदेतद् यक्षम् इति अथ वायुम् अब्रुवन् वायवे तद्विजानीहि किमेतद् यक्षम् इति तथेति तद् अभ्यद्रवत् तम् अभ्यवदत् कोसीति वायुर्वा अहमस्मीत्यब्रवीन् मातरिश्वा वा अहमस्मीति तस्मिन् त्वयि किं वीर्यम् इत्यपीदगुं सर्वम् आददीय यदिदं पृथिव्याम् इति तस्मै तृणं निदधावेतद् आदत्स्व इति तदुपप्रेयाय सर्वजवेन तन्न शशाक दातुं स तत एव निवव्रते नैतद् अशकं विज्ञातुं यतेतद् यक्षम् इति अथेन्द्रम् अब्रुवन् मघवन् एतद् विजानीहि किम् एतद् यक्षम् इति तथेति तद् अभ्यद्रवत् तस्मात् तिरोदधे स तस्मिन्नेवाकाशे स्त्रियमाजगाम बहु शोभमानम् उमागुं हैमावतीं तां होवाच किम् एतद् यक्षम् इति. So there is repeatingly yaksham iti novardale. There is this term yaksha. Who is this yaksha? Kim etat yaksham iti. So what is the story? Let me show the image and then try to explain. Okay. Then we'll go verse by verse. This is the yaksha. Yaksha means a being, some kind of a being, some entity. It's not a human being. It is not a daitya, danava, kinnara, deva, manushya. Yaksha is a different kind of an entity. And usually it's not very clear what a yaksha is. If you remember, there is a yaksha prashna also in Mahabharata, the dialogue or the discussion between Yudhishthira and the yaksha. So yaksha is an entity, some kind of a being, some natural being. So there will be a tree yaksha, a stone yaksha. So there are all these natural elements. The deity that presides is a yaksha, typically. So there's a yaksha that appears in front of the devas. See, these are the devas: Agni, Vayu, Indra. And then each one says, I am this great Vayu, I am this great Indra, I am this great Agni. And then Yaksha places a small blade of grass in front of them and says, blow it to Vayu, and tells Agni, burn it. They're not able to. So they wonder, what is this power that is this Yaksha? Because Vayu says, I can blow off the whole earth. Agni says, I can burn down the whole earth. But I'm not able to do anything, cause any harm to this small blade of grass this Yaksha is holding. And then when Indra comes to do that, to go and confront the Yaksha, suddenly the Yaksha disappears and Uma Haimavati appears. Parvati Devi, Uma Haimavati appears, and then Indra is asking, looking at her, who is this Yaksha? Right? And the next chapter, fourth chapter, goes on how Devi or Parvati is explaining who this Yaksha is. And she will explain that the Yaksha is Brahman, none other than Brahman himself. Okay. So now going on to what the actual story, let's look at each of the verses. So have your text open. We'll go through each of the verse and just try to understand how the story is constructed. So he says, Brahmaha devebhyo vijigyo. It starts saying that how Brahman once won a victory for the gods. Tasyaha Brahmanaha vijaye. The victory certainly, or victory belonged to Brahman alone. But the gods thought they were the ones who did it. So basically, there is always this fight between the gods and asuras, gods and various other forces, right? The asuras, the suras and the asuras. When we say gods here, it means devatas. Okay. Don't think of God as the supreme consciousness, supreme being. No. Here, the God, reference of God is the devatas. So the devatas always are, whenever there is the uprising of negative forces, devatas will get into a fight and then they will destroy the negative forces, right? This is how the Puranas are completely, all the Puranic stories are like that. So this story goes, the Acharya, when he's teaching the Sishya, he's trying to narrate the story. He says, once in such an incident, the devatas went and won a war. But then actually it was the Supreme who made them win it. It is through the power of the Supreme Bhagavan, they were able to win it, but they didn't know that. They thought that they did it. So he says, Deva amahiyanta te aikshanta, which means the Devas thought that because of themselves, their own power, their own prowess, their own capability and capacity, they were able to win the war. Asmakam eva ayam vijayah. So this victory belongs to us. So Devatas thought like that. Asmakam eva ayam mahima iti. Hence the glory and greatness also belongs to us. This is what the gods thought, or the Devatas. So this is similar to what we do. Correct? When we do something, we get some achievements, we think that it is our achievement and we want to glorify it. We want to maximize the fame that comes out of that one small achievement. I would have done one small thing, but just because I felt the outcome was so good, then I want everybody to appreciate it. I want everybody to come and say, super, super, super. And we think, I did it, I did it. Right? So this is the condition of the devatas. So imagine, it's not just a human condition. Even the devatas are subject to such condition, which is you constantly look for recognition, constantly look for glorification of your actions. You always look for glorification. Say, Asmakam eva ayam mahima iti. Asmakam evam mahima. This is our greatness, this is our glory. Abdin the devatas are feeling. I think Asmakam evam ayam vijayah. Asmakam eva ayam vijayah means this vijaya, this victory, this glory. Sorry, just give me a minute. This victory is ours. We also are like that, right? We always look for an opportunity to stake claim on anything that has happened, that people say, aha, oh, we want to stake claim, our claim on it, saying, I did it, right? So devatas are also under that condition. Brahmaha devebhya vijigye tasyaha brahmanaha vijaye. So it is actually the supreme consciousness or the supreme being, Bhagavan, Narayana, whoever, he did it. But then the devatas thought that they have done it. And then the story goes to how Brahman came through as the Yaksha and humbled the devatas. So that is the story, right? So then he says, Devaha amihanta te aikshanta. The devas thought that we did it, and asmakam eva ayam vijayah, asmakam evam ayam mahima iti. Then tad esham vijagnyau, Brahman knowing their vanity, tebhya hap praduhu babhuva, appeared before them. Tebhyoha pradur babhuva tanna vyajanata. They didn't understand. Devatas didn't understand who is this who's come in front of them. Kim idam yaksham iti. Who is this yaksha? So Bhagavan, in his supreme compassion, always comes down to teach us a lesson. Whenever our ego flares up, whenever our thought that I have done, I am doing, I am the one creating, because of me something is happening, when these thoughts start becoming more and more, if we are genuine in some form in our devotion, Bhagavan will come down to give us a lesson. The question is whether we want to learn the lesson or we want to go back to our older ways. We go through the difficulty, pains, and all that, and when we go back to the older ways, when things are okay, we go back to the older ways. We get stuck in the cycle. Bhagavan will always come down. There's some level of devotion in our hearts, some faith in some Shraddha. Bhagavan will come down to show us that, listen, talaka mela yerin irukku. It's going a little above. And when in this story, Bhagavan comes down as a yaksha to the devatas. In our life, he'll not necessarily come down in a particular yaksha form or all that. He could come as a person in front of you. He could come as your own relative. He could come as your child or your husband or your wife. He could come as any of that form to point out that you are you're not, that humility is lacking. Right? See, he says here, Tadhesham vijagnyau. He know now the vanity, by knowing their vanity or how they're feeling proud, the devatas are feeling proud, Brahman or Bhagavan or that supreme consciousness is able to recognize that, and then it comes down in the form of the yaksha. Tebhyo ha pradur babhuva tanna vyajanata. When he comes down, devatas are not able to recognize who's this who's come down. That is also true. When you're full with your own story in your head, my life, my problem, my this thing, I've done so much achievement, this thing, that thing. Oh, see, look, people are saying this. Oh, wow, wow, nobody like me. None. I've done so many this thing, that thing. Your mind is full with your story. Even when Bhagavan comes in front of you, you will not be able to recognize. Because Bhagavan will not always come with the calendar photo form with Sankh Chakram and Gada and Padmam. He will not necessarily come with all the Panchayudhas. Or Shiva will not necessarily come like that as a with a snake in his as a garland and a damaru and trishulam and all that. Those are forms given by rishis to us so that we can connect and associate to those that energy form. But when he decides to come down, he or she, even Devi comes down, they won't come down necessarily in that form. But because we are filled with our story in our head, we will not be able to recognize. So same problem with Devatas. So they are so proud in what they have achieved and all they have done. Tanna Vyajanata, which means they are not Tatna Vyajanata, means they are not able to recognize this thing that has come here in front of them. And they are asking this question, Kimidam Yaksham iti. Who is that spirit? Who is that Yaksha? Then the Devatas go to Agni Bhagavan. And they tell, O Jataved, O Agni, Te Agnim Abruvan. They go to Agni Bhagavan and then they tell Agni, O Agni, Te Agnim Abruvan. Jataveda, O all-knowing one, the one who knows everything. Jataveda. Agni is called Jataveda because the Vedas are supposed to have been born from Agni. Vedasya Janmaha has happened from Agni, from Agnim. Hence it is Agni is called Jataveda. Because the whole creation has come out of Agni. Right? The whole creation, even you look at the Big Bang theory, everything was a ball of fire, gases. And then when the sun was formed, and even earth was a ball of fire, really. And then it solidified over millions of years. And it became this earth. So everything that is the known universe is born from fire. So that way, Agni is given that name, Jataveda. So then the Devatas go and plead to him, say, Agni, we don't understand who this Yaksha is. Can you go and find out, please, for us? And then he says, Jataveda, or then, Etad Vijanihi, Kim Etad Yaksham iti. Says, who is this Yaksha? Can you please go and find out for us? And Agni says, Tatha iti. Tatha means okay. Tathastu, apadiye agatum. I will go and see. Then the fourth verse, Agni goes to the Yaksha. Tat abhyadravat. He quickly goes to the Yaksha. And then tam abhyavadat. Kaha asi iti. He goes to the Yaksha and asks, who are you? Kaha asi iti. No, the other way. When he goes and stands in front of the Yaksha asks him, Kaha asi? Who are you? Then Agni says, Agnihi va aham asmi iti abravit. Which means he says, I am Agni. Don't you know who I am? I am Agni. Jataveda va aham asmi. I am verily the all-knowing. I am the Jatavedas. I am Agni. Agni responds to the Yaksha. And then he goes on, Agni goes on to explain his own glory. He says, Tasmin stvai kim viryam iti api idam sarvam. So he says, but then the Yaksha asks him, what is that? What is the power in you that you're so proud of? Right? You're so proud of about your achievements. You have done this, that, and the other. What is that power in you? And he says, Daheyam yadidam prithivyam iti. Daheyam, anything that is there in this conceivable universe, this perceivable universe, I can burn it. Give me any object, I can burn it. I can burn the whole universe, the whole cosmos, the whole earth and the whole cosmos. I can burn it now. Then the Yaksha says, Apadiya, Tasmai Trunam Nidadhavat Etad Daha Iti. He says, Brahman Takkana Vande, the Yaksha takes a blade of grass. Another Ure pull or grass, he takes a blade of grass and places in front of the Agni, Bhagavan, and tells him, Daha, Dahana, Ida Yerchikami. Right? He says, Apadiyo, you're such a big man, such a great person you are. Okay, now can you just burn this one blade of grass for me, please? Then Tat Upapreyaya Sarva Javena. With all the Sarva Javena, with all his strength, Agni blows, tries to blow the or tries to burn the blade of grass. Tat upapreyaya sarva javena. But he is not able to. Tat na shashaka dagdhum. Tanna shashaka dagdhum. He was not able to burn the blade of grass. Saha tata eva nivaprate. Then he goes back to the devatas. He tries to burn them. He's not able to. He goes back to the devatas and he says, Na etat ashakam vignatum. He says, I was not able to, Ashakam, I was not able to find out who this Yaksha is. I was not able to do anything. Yat etad Yaksham iti. I was not able to find out who this Yaksha is. See, all the devatas had come to Agni thinking Agni is a great god, Jata Veda, and he'll be able to go and find who this Yaksha is. But he failed. He failed in this mission. Okay. Then the devatas turned to Vayu Bhagavan. Atha, therefore, or after that, Vayum abruvan Vayavo Vayavetat Vijanihi. O Vayu Bhagavan. All the devatas turn to Vayu and say, Oh Vayu Bhagavan, can you please go and find out? Etad Vijanihi. Kim etad yaksham iti. Then Vayu says, Tatha. Tatheti. Tatha iti. Okay, now I'll go and find out. Same thing. Vayu goes. Tat abhyadravat. He goes to the Yaksha. And Yaksha looks at him. Yaksha says, Who are you? Tam abhyapadat kahasi iti. Yar ni, ipo ni yaar pa appadinu. So Brahma is looking at Vayu and says, like, ipo ni yaar. Who are you now who has come? Then Vayu explains, I am Vayu. Vayu va aham asmi iti bravin. Abravin matarishva va aham asmi iti. Matarishwa means I am the one who blows out everything. I am the one that is the wind, that is the thing. There's nothing in this world that moves without me. I am the one that makes everything move. I am the one who travels the skies. I am the one that makes everything move. Matarishwa ahamiti. I am the one, the controller of movement. Don't you know me? I am Vayu. Then this Yaksha is like, oh, apadiyo. What is the power in you? He says, Tasmin tvai kim viryam iti. So then he says, Sarvam adadiya yadidam prathivyam iti. Whatever is there on this earth, I can blow it away. Sarvam adadiya yad idam prathivyam iti. Whatever is there in this earth, this cosmos, I can blow it off. That is my power. Like how Agni's power can burn it, I can blow everything off. Then again, the Yaksha says, Oh, apadiyo. Tasmai trinam nidadhavetad adityas adatsva iti adatsva. So he says now he places the blade of grass and says, now you blow this. Can you blow this for me? Adatsva. Etat adatsva. Can you blow this off for me? Then Tat upapreyaya sarvajavena. So Vayu uses all his strength and tries to blow it. Same problem. Tat tanna shashaka adatum. So he is not able to blow it. Like how Agni was not able to burn it, Vayu is not able to blow it. He's like quite surprised. How is this possible? So he goes back to the gods or devatas. Saha tataha eva nibavrate na etat ashakam vijnatum. I was not able to yat etat yaksham iti. I was not able to find out who this yaksha is. Mannichudungo. Then comes the Devendra. So all the gods, all the devatas now turn to Devendra. Atha Indram Abruvan Maghavan Etad Vijanihi. Everybody turns to Indra Bhagavan, he is the Devendra, and turns to him and says, Bhagavan, can you please, oh Indra Devendra, you're the chief of all gods, can you please go and find out Etad yaksham, kime etad yaksham iti. Indra says, okay, tatha iti. I am not Devendra for no reason. I am the chief of all the gods. உங்களாலலாம் முடியாது நான் பண்ணி காமிக்கிறேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு he starts. Right? Saying, I am the leader of all the gods. Obviously, I have more powers and more abilities than you. So let me go and find out. Tatha iti. Then same tad abhyadravat. Indra goes towards the spirit. Now a yaksha. Suddenly the yaksha disappears from his view. Tasmat tirodadhe. Tirodadhe. Tirodhana means to disappear, vanish, become invisible. Tirodhana. And in that place, saha tasmin eva akashe striyam ajagama. In that very place where the yaksha was there, in the sky, a stree appears. Ajagama. Jagama is agata, which means it's a Vedic way of saying comes, appears, to come. Bahu shobhamanam. She is a very, very beautiful, very charming looking stree, a lady, a goddess, appears in that place. Umam Haimavatim. Who appears? When the Devatas look at her, they say that this is Uma Haimavati. This is Parvati herself. Then Indra, who's standing there, stunned with what has happened now, he asks her, O Devi, tam ho vacha, kim etad yaksham iti. Who is this yaksha? So this is the third chapter. Iti tritiya khandaha. Kenopanishadi tritiya khandaha. So this is the story where, see, look at all the characters that are there. This yaksha, who is an unknown character, nobody is able to find out who this character is. The devatas are all rejoicing, they are drunk in their joy, in their glory, and then suddenly this yaksha appears in front of them. And this yaksha is obviously, it has caught the attention of the devatas because the yaksha is looking, it's resplendent, glowing, and then the devatas are like, oh, who is this yaksha? Right? It creates some kind of mystery, and that is when the devatas go and want to find out more. And then first they send Agni. Agni ponone, what he does, he immediately shows he tom-toms his own glory. Right? So look at the whole dialogue. How does it happen? Agni goes first. What does he say? He says, who are you? Kaha asi iti. He goes and when Agni goes, the yaksha asks, who are you? He says, I am Agni, I am Jataveda, and all of that, right? And then he says, oh, what power do you have? I can blow off, I can burn down everything in this universe. So, see, what is happening is that the introduction itself, there is no sense of humility. See, when somebody introduces oneself, in that first exchange itself, you can understand how this individual transacts with the world. There is a gentle difference between maintaining your self-esteem versus carrying haughtiness within you, right? Which means you have a self-esteem of yourself to say that, yes, I know I am this, I'm so and so. That which means that's enough self-esteem to have a certain level of confidence of transaction. This is one. Because there are other people who are so low in their confidence that even though they know certain things, they have certain capabilities, they will always think that I'm not good enough. That's a problem. And then the other side is also a problem. What happens is, when actually it is if you look at it, superiority complex is always a reflection or a representation of inferiority complex. When somebody comes and stands saying, he himself says that, I am this, I am that, I am the CEO, I have done so much, I have done this much, that much. Somebody starts glorifying themselves without being asked or without being specifically prompted. You understand that there is an underlying inferiority complex. There is an insecurity within this individual. And this is something that we can notice within ourselves also. When we meet somebody, when we go talk to somebody, அந்த தமிழ்ல ஒரு வாக்கியம் உண்டு, நிறைஞ்ச குடம் தழும்பாது அப்படின்னு, which means a குடம் or a vessel or a container that is filled with water, it does not shake. The container will not shake. If there is only half the water, the container will move. If the container is filled with water, it will not move. It's stable. That level of stability we have to monitor, we have to observe within ourselves. Do I have that level of stability? Is my kodam full? Do I feel fulfilled within myself? Or do I need validation on the outside all the time? Somebody has to come and tell me, "Nee super." Everything I do, somebody has to come and tell, "You are super na." You are literally living the life of a beggar. Right? You're not begging for money, but you're begging continuously for validation. You're begging for acceptance, for acknowledgement. You need it once in a while. You need that so that you feel motivated, so that you feel, yes, I am doing the right things in life. Yes. Once in a while, we all require motivation. We all require somebody coming and telling, oh, you're doing a wonderful job. Keep doing it. Whatever you're doing is valuable. We need that just to reaffirm that, yes, I am doing the right thing, right? It is bringing an impact to somebody, a positive impact. But continuously, every little thing I do, I want somebody to, oh, today nobody came and appreciated me. Every day, if you want to pass your day, when somebody has to come and appreciate you or tell you something on something, then you are literally living the life of a beggar. Even though you're a beggar who's sitting on a wealth treasure box, but continuously begging for small change. You're sitting on a treasure house, sitting on wealth, a treasure of wealth, but you're begging for small change. This is how it is. So when you introduce yourself, Agni, Vayu, both of them had that problem. They were introducing themselves upfront, they are glorifying themselves. Right? So there is a way to find that balance. In the world that you're transacting, there are times when you need to tell what you know, what you do, what you can. And then there are times people will acknowledge you for what you are. And then transaction goes. But then if I have to, every conversation I'm seeking to see how I am in that conversation, I get acknowledgement. In that conversation, I get recognition. Then it becomes a very, very exhausting and a energy draining existence. So then you will not find yourself with the right kind of energy. You will always have to drag energy. See, understand one thing: being extremely active and being extremely physically engaging, doing this, that, the other, is not necessarily a spiritual life. The vibrancy of a spiritual life resides in sattvic, being sattvic. And by being sattvic doesn't mean that you are lazy. You are, by being sattvic, you are stable. You are in a place of fulfillment. We often mistake excessive physical activity with being vibrant. Physical activity is rajasic in nature. Always understand that. And if one needs to be and one wants to be a spiritual sadhaka, rajas will only take you so far. Rajas is something that will always keep you stuck in this loop, because you're wanting, you're doing, you're wanting this thing, that thing. Constant movement, constant movement. There is no settling. There is no calming. There is no there is no sense of fulfillment, completion, silence. One who's in the spiritual path should know when to move, should know when to be still. Every given opportunity, I want to move, I want to do, I want to do, I want to do, I want to hear, I want. If you're like that, or every opportunity you're just going to be silent, that is also a problem. You don't take extremes. You know when you have to act, you go act. And when you have to be silent and still, you know you have to be silent and still. This is the combination of a spiritual sadhaka. Because how much ever you do in the world, it is rajas. And why do you do all of this? Because then somebody will say, oh, look at that person. Oh, look at that person. Super, super, super. This is what you want to hear all the time. So the story says that Agni did that, went and stood in front of this thing and saying that I can blow the whole world, I can burn down the whole world. Such arrogance. Look at the arrogance Agni is going there with. And what did the Yaksha say? Oh, appadiyappa. You can blow down you can burn down the whole world. Is it? Can you just burn this one small blade of grass? And then Agni tries all his strength and he is not able to burn it down. So what happens? You lose face. Right? The Yaksha didn't do anything. He just says, can you just burn this down? And of course, Yaksha there was the Supreme Bhagavan himself. So what Agni did not understand is the power that he gets is from this Bhagavan himself. It is this Bhagavan, it is the supreme consciousness that is allowing me to burn, allowing me to have this fire, allowing me to do this. All this energy that I have in me is coming from him. And when you attribute in your mind and heart that devotion develops, that it is coming from him, then there is a sense of vibrancy. This vibrancy is not activity. This vibrancy is not being rajasic. This vibrancy is that even if you're still, there is a certain sense of tuning. This vibrancy comes when there is a tuning, which means you know what to do, when to do. எப்ப பார்த்தாலும் லொடலொடன்னு பேசிட்டு எப்ப பார்த்தாலும் ஏதாவது ஆக்டிவிட்டி பண்ணிட்டு ஆர் சம்டைம் ஆர் even if you don't do it on the outside, people do it in the inside. The mind chatter keeps going on and on and on, on and on and on. Even if you don't do loda loda outside, because there are not enough people to listen to you, do loda loda inside. The mind chatter keeps going on and on. And all of this is energy drain, mind you. These are all energy drain. Energy giving is your ability to be humble, your ability to be connected, your ability to be in tune, in devotion, in submission, in surrender, in prapatti, in sharanagati. All of this gives you the energy to do what is the right thing. Otherwise, you're just running around. You go to a discotheque and you play a song and you're dancing, 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 dancing. What are you doing? You're just draining energy, right? Are you going to get moksha by doing all that activity there? Are you going to get Bhagavad Sakshatkara? Nothing. But you are doing activity, but it's wasted. You're just jumping around. You're just dancing, dancing, jumping around. Some random music. This is how we live life. Begging, begging, asking, jumping, jumping, trying to get it from the outside. Somebody tell me, oh, 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 oh. So the Yaksha is saying, can you please burn this? And he tries all his might. He's not able to. And then Vayu comes. He says, I am Vayu. I can blow off everything. This is my power. So Apriya, can you just blow this one blade of grass? That's all. So he tries to blow. He's not able to blow the blade of grass. Yaksha puts it in front of him. And then Vayu is blowing. The blade of grass is not even moving. Vayu is completely, he feels humbled and humiliated also in some ways, because he thought that he could blow off everything in this world. There's one blade of grass he is not able to blow off. He comes back defeated. Then goes to Indra. And Indra says, let me go and find out. And when Indra goes, that entity, that Yaksha, vanishes off. And who comes in that place? Devi Parvati, Uma Haimavati, Uma Haimavati, Himavan's daughter, Haimavati. So now let's bring the context back of the Kenopanishad. The first two chapters they're talking about, right? It spoke about Tatra Vak Nagachati, no Manaha. He says that, right? Na tatra chakshur gacchati na vak gacchati no manaha. Na vidmo na vijanimo yatha etat anushishyat. So he says, the Guru says, tatra chakshur gacchati, the eyes cannot go to that place, which means you cannot use the eyes to understand Brahman. You cannot use the ears. You cannot use mouth. You cannot use touch. You cannot use taste. You cannot use smell. You cannot use any of this. You cannot use the mind also. No manaha. You can't use that to go and understand Brahman. Because Brahman, or the Supreme Consciousness, drives all of these indriyas. It is because of Brahman you are able to see. It is because of Brahman you are able to smell. Because of Brahman you are able to taste, touch and smell and see all of that, hear. It is because of that. It's because of that power. So how can you use these faculties to know that power? You can't. That is the story here. Agni is the element, Agni Tattva. The fire burns, the fire has heat and light, is because of Bhagavan, because of consciousness, because of that supreme consciousness, this object exists. Like we said, consciousness is not inside objects. There is consciousness, and objects exist within consciousness. And the objects get their power to do whatever they're doing is because of this consciousness that is existing. Eyes is able to see because this Chaitanya is there inside me. This Chetana is inside me. My eyes are able to see. So Agni is able to burn everything is because of that. So how can Agni be able to access it? Agni will not be able to know it. Same thing, Vayu. Vayu is able to blow. The power that Vayu gets to blow is because of that supreme consciousness, that Brahman. How can Vayu know that? It can't know. And then Indra is the representation of your Panchendriyas. Right? Your eyes, your ears, your nose, smell, your taste, and your touch. All these put together are the Pancha Jnanendriyas. And then your Karmendriyas. Vak, Pani, Pada, Upastha, Payu. These are the Pancha Karmendriyas, which means you're walking, you're grasping, your excretion, your reproduction, Vak, Pani, and your speech. 5. These are the 5 Karmendriyas, which means these are 5 Indriyas through which you do action. So Indra is the god of these 10. Jnanendriya and Karmendriya. And when Indra goes, which means when your senses are going to find out what this Yaksha is, the Yaksha disappears because the Indriyas cannot find the Yaksha. That is what this means. You cannot use any of these Indriyas to go and find that. You have to go into silence. When you go there, all you will see is another image. You're seeing now an image of Uma Haimavati. You're seeing a Devi in that place because you cannot go and touch it. You know that there is a silent, conscious witness within me. You know this. You know nobody has to tell you this. Because when you turn off the lights, you turn off everything, everything is switched off, complete darkness, no sound, nothing. You still know that you exist. How do you know this? Nobody has to come and tell you that you exist. Nobody has to come and tell you. You don't have to go and ask someone. If I ask you, do you exist? Are you there? You don't have to go and check with someone. You know you are there. So everybody has this sense of this witness consciousness, this self that I am. Everybody knows this. It is just that we don't pay attention to it. Because we are also always wanting something out of life. Life wants to give me this, I have to give that, I have to become this, I have to become that. Vayasanalum desires don't die. Asha Pindam. Shankaracharya and Bhaja Govindam says, Tadapina, what is that?
Munchati.
Tadapina Muchyati Asha Pindam. Thank you, ma. Tadapina Muchyati Asha Pindam means I am not able to let go of this Asha, which is desire. Tadapi means when he says, Galitam Mundam, what is that? How does that go, ma Kalpaka? My hair is falling, my teeth are falling, yellam poche, everything is gone. Yet, tadapina muchyati asha pindam. Even then, this pinda that I am, it does not let go of desire. So constantly I'm desiring this, desiring that, idu veno, adu veno, ava cherila, iva cherila, this is not happening, that is not, I am this, I am that. Right? I am the head of the family, I am the head of the company, I am the head of this thing, I have to be respected, I have to get this, I have to get that. Continuously we are running behind all of this. There is no silence. Right? When there is no silence, how will you experience this witness consciousness? How will you recognize that this witness consciousness, it is there, it is silently waiting, watching, it is continuously there. But you have to become silent. And as much as you keep speaking, chattering, talking, I want this, continuous this going on, you will not be able to sense that silent conscious witness within you. And that is what the story says. Indra runs to go to understand what this Brahman is or this Yaksha is, and then the Yaksha vanishes. And who's there in that place? There is Uma Haimavati. And then the next chapter, Uma herself will describe that this Yaksha was none other than Brahman. That Brahman, that is the power behind everything that you are, that I am. Even Uma herself, Parvati Devi, is powered by that Brahman. Because that form, the form of Shakti is powered by supreme consciousness. So, third chapter, a few things we have to take note. Importantly, one is remind yourself of the story whenever you think that you are the karta. Again, understand there is a difference between having self-esteem to say that yes, I know this, I am capable, and because otherwise sometimes people go into depressing mindsets, saying that so I don't know anything, I don't know everything. Not like that. Yes, in this form as an individual, yes, you have capabilities, you have capacity, have that self-esteem, but do not let it become arrogance. As I said earlier, insecurity is within. When it is transformed, it becomes arrogance many times. Or not transformed, when it is presented in the outside world, it sometimes that insecurity within you comes out as superiority complex, comes out as arrogance. And then this is one. Second thing, always seeking, always wanting, always asking, always desiring some form of recognition, trying to people to tell I am this, I am that, oh super, re super, ni super. And whenever somebody says I am super, I need to go and tell 5 other people that they told I was super. This loop, this is chakra vyuha. Okay? We have put ourselves in this chakra vyuha. We have to figure out the way out. So in the next chapter, Devi Uma Haimavati will explain who this Brahman is. So this is how the Guru is teaching the Sishya of what this supreme consciousness that is within us all the time, pulsating, and how do you live life beautifully in that silence. Always desire that silence. The one thing that you should desire, I would say, is desiring that silence. Angam galitam palitam mundam dashana bihinam jatam tundam. Correct. Vruddho yati grihitva dandam tadapina muchyati pashapindam. A beautiful line. Thanks, Magalpaga. Beautiful line in Bhajagovindam. The body is falling, pallu விழுந்துருக்கு, முடியெல்லாம் போயிட்டு body is this thing, that thing, everything stick பிடிச்சுன்னு போனோம். ஆனாலும் desire doesn't go. Desire. The worst enemy. You have to be very, very, very careful. And you don't even recognize. We think that, oh, because desire is there, I'm living this life, this. But look at within yourself. You will feel very hollow, very empty if you don't touch that silence. If you're not able to stay in that silence and completion and sense of fulfillment inside is not there, all of this is only, it becomes more and more draining and exhausting. Life becomes exhausting. Yeah. So let us listen and re-listen and read these verses to understand what the purport of this particular chapter is. Yeah. So, and then next week, Uma Haimavati will enlighten us on who this Yaksha is. Okay. Om Kayena Macha Manasendriyerva Buddhyatmana Va Prakrite Swabhavat करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि, सदाशिवायेति समर्पयामि, जगदम्बिकेति समर्पयामि, सद्गुरुनाथायेति समर्पयामि। हरि ओम तत्सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। गुरुदेवा हरि ओम।
Thank you.